6 lucky numbers to win big and get rich on Tuesday, the 5th of August, 2025. Buddhist teachings. Have you ever wondered if the universe is trying to send you a sign? Not just a lucky number, but a deeper message, one that speaks to your heart, your path, and your potential for true abundance. Welcome to The Journey of Wisdom. In today's video, we're diving into something special. 6 powerful numbers that carry more than just luck. They carry lessons rooted in Buddhist insight, personal growth, and spiritual alignment. These aren't just numbers to wish upon, they're reminders, anchors, silent guides that can help you win not just in wealth, but in peace, clarity, and purpose. Because here, we believe prosperity is more than a bank balance. It's a reflection of your inner life, your values, your choices, and your connection to something greater. So whether you're looking for financial luck, emotional healing, or simply a fresh perspective for the week ahead, these 6 numbers may hold exactly the message you've been waiting for. Take a breath. Open your heart. Let's begin. 1. Number 8. The inner fortress of true wealth. Number 8. The inner fortress of true wealth is not just a number, it represents a powerful state of mind and being. Rooted in the energy of stability, mastery, and discipline, the number 8 teaches us that real abundance is born from within, not merely from external gain, but from the cultivation of our inner life. In Buddhist thought, wealth is not measured by what we accumulate, but by what we can live without. The number 8, with its perfect symmetry, reflects the concept of infinity, a cycle of giving and receiving, where discipline becomes the silent architect of success. This number doesn't appear when we are desperate or attached to outcomes. It reveals itself when we are prepared, grounded, and walking the middle path. As the Buddha once said, health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, and faithfulness the best relationship. In modern life, when we're constantly being pulled by desires, ambitions, and pressures, the wisdom of 8 reminds us to build our inner fortress, to create a life founded on ethical choices, steady habits, and spiritual clarity. True wealth flows naturally to those who do not chase it, but instead live in alignment with values that benefit themselves and others. When you act with discipline and integrity, when you serve without expectations, the energy of number 8 supports you like the strong roots of a tree, allowing prosperity to blossom in ways you may not even predict. And just like the Dharma wheel keeps turning, the rewards of this path come to those who continue walking with patience and intention. As Lao Tzu wisely said, mastering others is strength, mastering yourself is true power. Let the energy of 8 inspire you to cultivate the kind of inner richness that no one can take away, and trust that the universe gives most generously to those who give without fear. 2. Number 6. The silent architect of stability. Number 6. The silent architect of stability is more than just a lucky number. It carries a deep, calming energy that speaks directly to your need for balance, healing, and emotional grounding. After the intensity and unpredictability of 2024, many of us are entering 2025 with a quiet longing to feel centered again, to find peace not through chaos or ambition, but by turning inward and reconnecting with the people and values that truly matter. The number 6 encourages us to slow down, to come home not just physically, but spiritually. It represents the quiet strength found in nurturing relationships, building emotional resilience, and creating a space of harmony both within and around us. You may wonder, how can a number bring real change to my life? Let me tell you a short story. A woman named Karen, a single mother from Ohio, once heard about the power of the number 6 while going through a tough divorce. She began focusing on her emotional healing, mended bonds with her children, and even started writing a blog that later grew into a small business centered around helping other women rebuild their lives. She didn't chase money, it found her after she found herself. Have you ever paused long enough to ask yourself what truly makes you feel at peace? Are you prioritizing what really matters, or are you caught up in things that drain your energy and distract you from your purpose? The number 6 reminds us that real richness doesn't always show up in our bank accounts. It shows up in the strength of our relationships, the comfort of our homes, and the calm in our hearts. It gently nudges us to rebuild our foundation, to take care of what we already have before reaching for something new. As the Buddha taught, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. The lesson here is clear. If you want your outer world to prosper, your inner world must come first. Let the energy of 6 guide you back to yourself, back to what's real, and you might find that true wealth, emotional, spiritual, and even financial follows naturally. 3. Number 27. The subtle spiritual guide. Number 27, known as the subtle spiritual guide, carries a quiet yet powerful energy that speaks directly to your inner voice, the one that often whispers truths when the world around you gets loud. This number often shows up when you're standing at a crossroads in life, when decisions aren't black and white, and when you're being called not to rush, but to reflect. It blends the nurturing energy of 2, which represents emotional connection and awareness, with the deep introspective nature of 7, which is tied to spiritual wisdom and inner searching. Together, 27 becomes a symbol of emotional clarity and spiritual insight, a reminder to trust your feelings, tune into your intuition, and be still enough to hear what your heart has been trying to tell you. The Buddha once said, "The way is not in the sky, the way is in the heart." Have you been ignoring your own inner compass, waiting for a sign to tell you which path to take? This number may be that sign. It's not about external riches or flashy opportunities. It's about aligning with a deeper truth, the kind that leads to long-term peace, purpose, and yes, even prosperity, if your actions are in harmony with your highest self. In today's fast-moving world, where we're trained to seek validation and answers from outside ourselves, the number 27 gently encourages you to come back home to your own wisdom. What is it you've been feeling but haven't given space to explore? What decision are you facing that needs more honesty and less noise? When you begin to truly trust your own insight, you'll find that the right doors begin to open not by force, but through alignment. As Lao Tzu beautifully said, "At the center of your being, you have the answer. You know who you are, and you know what you want." Let number 27 be your spiritual checkpoint, helping you reconnect with your truest path, and guiding you not through pressure, but through presence. If you've watched up to this point, you're already aligning yourself with the energy of abundance and good fortune, especially with these 6 lucky numbers for Tuesday, August 5th, 2025. Comment "Lucky Path" below to affirm your intention to welcome wealth and blessings into your life. Don't click away, yet there's still powerful Buddhist wisdom ahead that could shift your fortune in unexpected ways. Stay with us until the end to receive every insight. 4. Number 14. The force of grounded transformation. Number 14. The force of grounded transformation carries a special energy that speaks directly to those who are ready for real, lasting change, not the kind that comes from sudden chaos or emotional swings, but the kind built on steady, intentional steps. This number combines the leadership and fresh start energy of 1 with the stability, consistency, and grounded wisdom of 4. Together, they form a powerful message. Transformation is possible when bold action is guided by strong foundations. In modern life, we often rush into things, new jobs, relationships, or big decisions, hoping for fast results. But number 14 teaches us to slow down, plan with care, and move with purpose. It's the reminder that meaningful growth isn't flashy, it's steady, like building a home brick by brick, knowing that a solid foundation will hold up over time. As the Buddha once said, a jug fills drop by drop, and in the same way, your goals, whether financial, spiritual, or emotional, are achieved not in one leap, but through consistent effort and grounded vision. This energy is especially powerful in times when you feel ready to take the next step but uncertain about how to begin. What area of your life is calling for change right now? And are you approaching it with both courage and preparation? In today's world, where many seek instant success, number 14 is your reminder that real transformation honors the process. It urges you to take bold action, but only after you've done the inner work, asked the deep questions, and laid the groundwork. When new beginnings arise from a stable base, the success that follows is not only achievable, it's sustainable. Let the power of number 14 inspire you to transform your life from the ground up, one intentional step at a time. 5. Number 21. The Gentle Awakening. Number 21, known as the Gentle Awakening, carries a peaceful yet powerful energy that often enters your life when you're just about to break through, quietly, after a period of inner growth and reflection. It's not the kind of success that shows up with loud applause or flashy signs, but rather the kind that blossoms after you've been doing the work behind the scenes, healing, letting go, building trust in yourself and your path. This number brings together the energy of 2, which represents patience, emotional balance, and the Buddhist teaching of the middle path, with the clarity and boldness of 1, which pushes you to act when the time is right. Combined, 21 is the symbol of courage, guided by calm wisdom. I want to share a quick story. A man named Dave from Oregon had spent years struggling to start a meaningful business. After losing his job during the pandemic, he shifted focus inward, practicing meditation, studying mindfulness, and rebuilding his confidence. One day, inspired by the number 21 that he kept seeing, he decided to finally launch his wellness coaching idea. He started small, but within a year, his service reached hundreds of clients because he waited, then acted with clarity. Have you been feeling like something is ready to shift in your life, but you're not sure if now is the moment? Are you giving yourself the time to find inner balance so that when the moment comes, you can step forward without hesitation? As the Buddha wisely said, there is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. The lesson of 21 reminds us that transformation doesn't always roar, it unfolds quietly in the background, waiting for the right balance between patience and boldness. So don't rush your breakthrough. Trust the quiet progress you've made, and when you feel aligned, step forward boldly. That's when things begin to shift. 6. Number 33. The Master Number of Purpose. Number 33, often called the Master Number of Purpose, holds a powerful and sacred energy that speaks to your soul's deepest calling. This number isn't just about success or wealth in the material sense. It's about being pulled gently but clearly back toward your true path in life, one that aligns with your values, gifts, and the greater good. It carries the vibration of double threes, which symbolize mature creativity and service to others, qualities that show up when you begin to live not just for yourself, but for something bigger. In many spiritual traditions, 33 is seen as a divine number, a sign that unseen forces, your guides, ancestors, or angels, are walking beside you, encouraging you to pause, reflect, and live with greater depth. You might be feeling an inner tug right now, a quiet voice saying, "There's more to this life," and you know it. So let me ask you, are you truly living with purpose, or are you chasing things that leave you feeling empty? As the Buddha said, your work is to discover your work, and then with all your heart, to give yourself to it. The lesson of number 33 is not about achieving more, but becoming more true, more compassionate, more aware of how your life touches others. In today's world, where speed and success often override stillness and sincerity, 33 calls you to slow down and realign. When you stop and listen to that inner guidance, you may realize you've always known the way, you just needed to trust it. Let this number be a gentle but powerful reminder that your life has meaning and that real wealth comes from fulfilling your soul mission with heart, humility, and wisdom. You've just taken a powerful step toward attracting prosperity into your life. These 6 lucky numbers, guided by Buddhist insight, are more than chance. They're a reflection of your openness to abundance. Type abundant mind in the comments if you're ready to receive wealth with wisdom. And remember, the final teachings in this video may hold the key to your greatest transformation, so keep watching. Poor by habit. 5 hidden habits that attract poverty. In Buddhism, no one is born permanently rich or poor. Everything arises from causes and conditions. And more often than not, poverty isn't just about money, it's about patterns. The small habits we repeat daily shape the reality we live in tomorrow. Like water slowly wearing down stone, certain habits quietly erode our mental clarity, financial well-being, and emotional balance. And without even realizing it, we find ourselves stuck, drained, dissatisfied, and distant from the life we truly want. Let's explore 5 common habits that slowly but surely attract poverty, not just material poverty, but also spiritual and emotional lack. Number 1. Habit of delay. I'll do it tomorrow. The habit of delay, expressed in the quiet but persistent whisper of "I'll do it tomorrow," is one of the most subtle and dangerous traps that lead people into a cycle of poverty, not just financial but emotional and spiritual as well. It often masquerades as harmless hesitation, but over time it becomes a silent agreement with mediocrity and stagnation. Every time we push aside an opportunity to grow, learn, save, or take meaningful action, we aren't just postponing a task, we are postponing our future. As the Buddha wisely taught, what you think, you become; what you feel, you attract; what you imagine, you create. Procrastination turns the present moment, which holds the real power to change, into a wasted field where no seeds are planted, and thus no harvest comes. In the modern world, we have countless tools, resources, and information at our fingertips. Yet many find themselves stuck not because they lack opportunity, but because they delay using it. A missed phone call to a potential employer, an unstarted side project, a conversation with a mentor that keeps getting postponed. These small acts of delay stack up over time and quietly close doors. When we live by the illusion that there will always be a better time, a more perfect condition, we detach from the truth that life only ever happens in the now. In Buddhist thought, this is called vicikiccha, or doubt, one of the 5 hindrances that block inner peace and progress. Doubt feeds the mind with excuses, whispering that you're not ready, not good enough, or that things must align just right before you act. But even rain doesn't wait for perfect clouds, it simply falls. Similarly, our growth must not wait for perfect conditions. As Zen master Shunryu Suzuki once said, the most important point is to accept yourself and stand on your own 2 feet. That includes standing up to our delaying habits. Instead of waiting for motivation, build a rhythm of mindful action. Start small if you must, but begin. A simple 5-minute action today is more powerful than a perfectly planned dream that never sees daylight. This is especially crucial in adulthood, where responsibilities multiply and time feels shorter. When we delay action in our 30-second, it often manifests as regret in our 40-second and 50-second. You see, time doesn't wait. It's not our enemy, but it is a teacher. and it teaches with silence, not reminders. So begin now, not just because it's the right time, but because it may be the only time. To live wisely is to act now, with awareness and compassion. Even the smallest present effort is a step away from scarcity and a step toward abundance. As the Dhammapada reminds us, as a flower that is lovely and beautiful, but is scentless, even so fruitless is the well-spoken word of one who does not act accordingly. Let our actions become the fragrance of our intentions, and let us choose today, not tomorrow, as the starting point of our change. Number 2. Habit of comparison. Why am I not like them? Now let's talk about something that many of us quietly struggle with. The habit of comparison, that nagging question in your head, why am I not like them? This kind of thinking slowly chips away at your confidence and keeps you trapped in a cycle of feeling less than. When you constantly measure your progress, your lifestyle, or your success against someone else's, you stop seeing your own unique journey clearly. You begin to feel like you're always behind, like others have it all figured out while you're still trying to catch up. But let me ask you, who set the timeline you're following, and why does someone else's path get to define your worth? Comparison doesn't just cause discomfort, it builds a wall between you and the peace that's already available to you. It feeds envy, insecurity, and quiet resentment, all of which silently drain your energy and block your ability to grow. Buddhism reminds us that the real path is not outward, but inward. As the Buddha said, there is no path to happiness, happiness is the path. When you learn to walk your own path with awareness, without looking sideways, you begin to realize that your direction matters far more than your speed. And here's something worth remembering. Someone else's success is not your failure. Their abundance doesn't mean you're lacking. Life isn't a race, and your timeline is not broken. What if, instead of asking why you aren't like them, you ask yourself, am I becoming more of who I truly want to be? That one shift in focus can bring more clarity and motivation than any comparison ever could. The truth is, the moment you stop comparing, you begin reclaiming your peace, and peace is the richest soil for prosperity to grow. So the next time that voice of comparison creeps in, pause, breathe, and gently return to your own path. Let your progress be measured by your values, not someone else's highlights. The real treasure lies in honoring your unique journey and recognizing that every step forward, no matter how small, is valuable. The lesson here is simple but powerful. Don't trade your joy for someone else's image of success. Focus on becoming a better version of yourself, not a copy of someone else. Number 3. Habit of waste. It's just a little. Let's now take a deeper look at a habit that often hides behind innocent decisions and small indulgences, the habit of waste. You've probably heard yourself say something like, it's just a little, whether it's spending a few dollars on something unnecessary, scrolling aimlessly for 10 minutes, or giving your attention to something that drains rather than nourishes you. But over time, those small, just a little choices add up and not in your favor. This isn't just about money, it's about your time, your focus, your energy, all the things that, when used wisely, can build a life of meaning and stability. Yet when wasted thoughtlessly, they silently erode your potential. Have you ever looked back on your week and wondered, where did all my time go? Or checked your bank account and thought, I thought I had more? That quiet leak doesn't come from one big mistake, it comes from many small, unnoticed ones. Buddhism teaches us the principle of right effort, which means putting your energy into things that truly uplift your life and support the well-being of others. When we spend unconsciously, whether it's buying things we don't need or investing our time in distractions instead of purpose, we're not just wasting resources, we're weakening our own foundation for happiness. The Buddha said, If anything is worth doing, do it with all your heart. That includes how you manage your attention and resources. Ask yourself right now, is what I'm doing helping me grow or just keeping me busy? It's easy to say yes to things that give momentary comfort, but are they building anything lasting? That third coffee of the day, that online sale too good to miss, or that 30 minutes of news that leaves you anxious, what are they truly giving you in return? When we bring mindfulness to our daily habits, we start to notice that what feels small isn't actually small at all. Every dollar you spend, every minute you give away, is a seed. Are you planting weeds, or are you planting trees that will bear fruit in your future? Wastefulness isn't just about spending money, it's about a deeper pattern of acting without awareness and slowly moving away from what matters. And in today's fast-paced, consumption-driven world, the temptation to waste is everywhere: streaming platforms, online shopping, endless notifications. But here's the powerful truth. You are in control of where your energy flows. You can reclaim your time, your money, and your peace simply by becoming more conscious. As Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh reminded us, the present moment is filled with joy and happiness. If you are attentive, you will see it. When we align our actions with intention rather than impulse, we begin to create a life that feels lighter, more secure, and deeply fulfilling. So I invite you to pause and ask yourself, what small changes can I make today to stop the leaks? Where can I invest my time, my money, or my energy in a way that brings true value, not just quick relief? The lesson here is simple. When you treat your time, energy, and money with respect, the world begins to return that respect in the form of peace, clarity, and abundance. If this message about small habits and mindful living speaks to you, take a moment to affirm your shift toward awareness. Just comment below, "I choose mindfulness over waste." It's a small but powerful way to plant the seed of change and remind yourself that your time, energy, and focus are truly valuable. Number 4. Habit of victimhood. Life is unfair to me. Let's now explore one of the most invisible yet deeply damaging habits that keeps people stuck in cycles of poverty, the habit of victimhood, the belief that life is unfair to me. At first, it may seem like harmless self-pity, but in truth, it is the act of quietly surrendering your power. When you start to see yourself only as a victim of your circumstances, of bad luck, or of others' choices, you begin to believe that life is something that happens to you, not something that flows through you. This way of thinking slowly takes away your sense of agency, the inner strength to act, to change, to create. You may find yourself waiting for a break, hoping someone will rescue you, or thinking success is only for the lucky few. But let me ask you, what if the help you've been waiting for is actually within you? The Buddha once said, "You are your own master. You make your own future." That means your mindset, not your misfortune, shapes your path. In today's fast-paced, competitive world, it's easy to blame the economy, the system, or even your past. But each time we choose blame over responsibility, we distance ourselves from the one thing we truly control: our response. The truth is, the victim mindset doesn't just create emotional suffering, it creates real-life limitation. It tells you not to try because you're already too late. It convinces you that others have it easier, so why bother? Over time, it shrinks your willingness to take risks, to learn new skills, or to stand up after failure. This is how poverty becomes a mindset before it ever becomes a financial condition. Choosing to take responsibility, even in small ways, isn't about denying that life can be hard or unfair. It's about reclaiming your role in your own story. As Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and renowned psychiatrist, once wrote, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." In every difficulty lies an invitation to grow stronger, to act wiser, to become more grounded. And in Buddhism, this is part of the path of right view, seeing life clearly, not through the lens of fear or blame, but through understanding and intention. If you often feel like life is happening to you, ask yourself, what can I do today, no matter how small, to move forward? That question alone shifts your mind from being passive to being powerful. Even the tiniest act of self-responsibility, a new habit, a budget plan, a commitment to stop complaining can become the foundation of transformation. Because once you stop identifying as a victim, you start acting like a builder. You begin to rebuild your mindset, your opportunities, and eventually your circumstances. So the lesson here is powerful and clear. True wealth begins the moment you stop waiting and start walking. Your path is yours to create, step by step, with clarity, courage, and the quiet confidence that no matter how hard life has been, you still have the power to shape what comes next. Number 5. Habit of fear. What if I fail? Now let's turn to a habit that many carry quietly, one that slowly eats away at potential and possibility, the habit of fear. Specifically, the fear of failure, the fear of judgment, the fear that you're not good enough. You might recognize it in that small voice that whispers, "What if I fail?" Whenever a new opportunity comes your way. This fear may seem protective at first, like it's trying to keep you from making mistakes, but over time, it becomes a silent prison. You stop taking chances, you avoid growth. You don't invest in yourself, don't try anything unfamiliar, and you shrink your life to fit within the comfort zone of just enough. But here's the question worth asking. What is the cost of staying safe? Is it your dream, your confidence, your future? Fear in itself isn't the problem, it's a natural emotion. Even the Buddha spoke about fear and how it arises from attachment and uncertainty. The real issue is when fear becomes your default reaction, when it guides your decisions more than your clarity or courage. You begin to play small, not because you lack ability, but because you've convinced yourself it's too risky to try. But no meaningful change, no success, no transformation ever comes without stepping into some discomfort. As the Buddhist teaching on mindfulness reminds us, the goal is not to eliminate fear, but to observe it with awareness and act with intention. You don't have to wait for fear to disappear in order to move forward. In fact, some of the most courageous steps you'll ever take will happen while you're still afraid. Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "Feelings come and go like clouds in a windy sky. Conscious breathing is my anchor." So, when fear rises, anchor yourself in the present moment, breathe, and take even a small step forward. Ask yourself, what would I do today if I wasn't afraid? Or better yet, can I love my path enough to keep going even with fear beside me? Because here's the powerful truth. Fear only becomes a cage if you let it stop you. But if you use it as fuel, as a sign you're stepping into something meaningful, it transforms into energy for growth. The same fear that tries to keep you small can be the doorway to your greatest strength if you walk through it with purpose. In this life, stagnation often feels like safety, but over time it becomes suffering. So don't let the fear of failure rob you of your right to try, to explore, to build something greater for yourself. The real danger isn't failing, it's never beginning at all. The lesson here is clear. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to act in spite of it. Your dreams, your financial freedom, your sense of self-worth, they all begin on the other side of that question, what if I fail? So turn it around and ask with curiosity and hope, but what if I succeed? Because you just might, and that possibility is worth everything. Thank you for joining The Journey of Wisdom today. As we explored the deeper meaning behind these 6 lucky numbers, remember true wealth begins within. It's not just about fortune or chance, but about aligning your life with mindfulness, purpose, and wise action. If today's message inspired you or brought clarity to your path, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs a little encouragement, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss our upcoming teachings and insights. Until next time, stay grounded, stay generous, and keep walking the path of wisdom.